Hi, everyone on YouTube. We're probably live. Thanks for tuning in. In a moment, I will hop over to the comments and you can get the live link. You are always welcome to join on Zoom and ask your questions. These are community co-created experiences, and they're giving you an opportunity to interact with the Pleiadian Council and to dive deeper and receive really all of the benefit that's possible through channeling. I encourage personal sessions and deeper exploration, learning, channeling. You can explore dantestarshine.com. I've got a course, series of books, and personal work one-to-one that we could explore that calls to you. I'm going to dive right in without saying too much to preface today. Many are familiar with this, so they know how it works. And the ground rule is make sure that you're muted when you're not speaking. There can be a lot of noise. And you're free to ask your questions, and we'll take the questions from the YouTube chat as well. The questions that we take in person usually go a little bit deeper and with more clarity. It's just easier that way, but we're also happy to take some text-based questions. And thanks as well always for tuning in. If this resonates with you, please share it with others and let the message get out there and support the channel in growing in all the ways that you can. I'll see you on the other side. Hello, and we say again a fantastic day to all of you. We speak on behalf of the Pleiadian Council and the Galactic Alliance, supporting your world in this process of ascension and awakening and spiritual evolution. So we are very excited to connect with you and share once again. We are also very excited that our messages are being collected, being turned into a standalone testament of the work that we have done with this particular channel over the past years. And this is in a way the foundation of all of our teachings. So we may not always give from this point onward all of our teachings in the beginning of these transmissions. We believe that we have done all of that, and we want to point you towards these foundations which we have laid. And now these transmissions continue to accentuate nuance and take you deeper into the foundation which has been laid, not just by us, but by many of the channels supporting this process on your planet for quite some time. The foundation is there, and it is up to you to expand upon it in your own unique way. The formula is simple: to act on what excites you more than anything else to the best that you can without having an insistence on any particular outcome. And we have to remind you again that this is very different from not having any expectation. Excitement has expectations built into it. You can see there's actually a similarity in that word. They start with that same X sort of energy. So when you get excited, you are already forming your expectation. You have to be having some sort of expectation in the first place to be excited. Otherwise, you wouldn't have that drive, that motivation, that energy that sends you in a direction. And true excitement is always grounded in your heart and grounded in what you essentially need as a soul, what sustains your life and what sustains the synergy between souls and your planet. This is definitive of what a true excitement is when we speak about something that excites you. And yes, expectation is inherent within this excitement. So when we are saying don't have insistence on an outcome, what we actually mean is that don't have an insistence on an outcome. We never said don't have an expectation. We mean that when you don't fulfill your expectations, stay positive about it. Remember that it's not really about the goal, it's about the process. And sometimes you have one certain goal that isn't actually where your soul's headed. That goalpost that your guides and your own intuition is showing to you is just there for you to start to make changes, start to do things, start to call in the energy, to head towards the goal itself. Then once you head on that path and you embark upon that timeline and it becomes your reality, there is a cosmic awakening that takes place in some way or another that sends you in a completely different direction. The point of the goal was not to get where you thought you were going, but to be redirected to something better. And almost every path works this way. And so, yes, use your expectations in a positive way. Allow yourself to have grandiose, fantastical, whimsical expectations that don't even make any sense. But dissolve them. What you need to do is feel the energy of that far out there, expansive, vast fantasy, and allow it to fill you with a charge of passion for life. Then erase the image from your mind. Simply stay connected with that feeling, that energy as it scintillates and moves through your body. Use that energy to serve your purpose in each and every moment. So in this way, we make it very clear that it's important for you to dream big, but it's also equally important that you stay very humble and stay very simple, remembering that these vast dreams of yours are only inspiration. They need not materialization. The immaterial nature of these fantasies is part of their power, that they are a psychic inner world within you that activates this frequency. When you get into that frequency, nothing else matters. And so your path of awakening is for you to be able to find that frequency where you rest in source and you rest in expressing yourself just as you know yourself to be, without allowing your egoic personal wanting to cause a deluded grasping for something that is not essential to your soul. When you can rest in that energy, it is perfect healing bliss. It is the perpetual opening of your heart. It is a perpetual perceptual shift that allows you to forever expand the aperture of your consciousness to take in more insight, information, and love in each and every moment. And so you have to be continuously prepared for the nature of reality to become more of what it already is. Again, we've taught you many times that nothing stays constant. Change is the only constant. And the very nature of who you are is constantly shifting and becoming something different. So there's actually many philosophers who have proposed a different version of your English language where you don't even include the verb to be. Instead, whenever you consider yourself something like, I am a runner, instead you think, I run. When you think, I am a musician, instead you shift it and say, I play jazz on the saxophone, or I am a DJ working with sonic frequencies to create hyper-pop music. In this way, you shift out of a story of who you're supposed to be and into the presence, into that formula of acting. You're not a human expression of something static. You are a process. And when you allow yourself to shift into that nature, recognizing all I am is a process of consciousness, that allows you to snap out of fixed ways of seeing yourself and others, and the disappointment and the stagnation and the confusion that happens when you're surprised, shocked, or don't get what you want. And in this way, you become perpetually connected to something bigger than yourself and constantly able to ride the waves and return into that source connection no matter what happens. That essentially is the art of ascension. That is what we teach to you, and we are very excited to continue to deepen in this exploration at this time if you would like.
All right, there's some written questions until there's a lot of people in the Zoom room, but until they are ready, there's some written questions.
All right.
Um, the first one is from my sister, who was supposed to be on here for the first time, which was exciting, but she got delayed. So it's a personal question, but she would love your general answer instead. So, what is the truest way for me to live and receive love, where my heart and nervous system move together in peace without having to choose between feeling safe and being authentic?
Well, you have to find the safety within the authenticity. You have to examine what are the specific aspects of yourself, the specific thoughts, desires, or needs within yourself that you still struggle to express and share with others. Then you have to look at them closely and ask, why have I learned that this part of me or this behavior that I desire to express is not acceptable or is less lovable than it ought to be? And through this examination, you have to cultivate the courage to be able to express yourself and what's true for you, regardless of how other people perceive it and how they react. Recognizing that, yes, sometimes you have to take a different path in life that uh, brings you to connect with people who really align with what is true for you. That said, you have to also recognize that sometimes what you might have considered authenticity is not necessarily the truth of what we would consider authenticity. For example, oftentimes people confuse their opinion with authenticity. And this is very true in the case of when you speak to other people about your perspectives and opinions about them. Sometimes you might think it's just me being authentic to tell someone something that they don't agree with. And instead of coming from a deep place within yourself, you head straight into conflict because for some reason you think that serves a purpose. You have to look at, why do you think that this serves a purpose, and why is this inherently connected with authenticity? When we speak of authenticity, we mean being true to what excites you, what you prefer, and what you need. And there's a common phrase in your world: if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Now, this obviously has many caveats, because if there is somebody who is disturbing the peace or disturbing you or someone specifically, it is important to call it out. But in most circumstances, when you have something that you know perhaps isn't going to land well, it's better to not necessarily agree to disagree, but recognize that somebody is in a different reality than you are. And not all of realities need to be bridged. Oftentimes, when you attempt to force a bridge between realities that aren't really meant to connect, you will create a conflict that never needed to exist.
Wow, very interesting. Looking forward to hearing her feedback.
All right.
Um, Another short, really interesting question. It has the headline Quantum Forgiveness. And the question is, from your perspective, what actually happens vibrationally when a human forgives themselves or another?
You release the negative thought form that causes you to resist, that causes you to reject the past, reject yourself. It softens your energy and it allows for your heart to open. It allows for stuck energies and emotions to be released through your being. The stress hormones, or what we sometimes call chemical constituents of the energy and the belief, are cleansed from your body as you open to this forgiveness. And it's a altogether balancing energy.
Okay, very cool. I have a personal follow-up question that relates to this, which is when we talk about letting go, is the essence of it about stopping something, ceasing resistance, or is there also an active element, something we actually do that enables that release? And if so, if is there a specific energy or emotion or decision that naturally leads to that moment of letting go?
Letting go is letting go of resistance to feel generally. It's also letting go of resistance to acceptance. So, letting go is a deep embrace, which is the paradox of it. It's in letting go of resistance that you come to embrace yourself. And letting go is just a step in the process because in letting go, you open to compassion, though what really brings you into a different frequency is acting on your excitement. So you oftentimes have to let go of your own sense of resistance, of shame, of guilt about mistakes that you might have made or habits that you don't prefer but continue to be able to find that neutral place that allows you to discover your true excitement and follow the path.
All right, beautiful. Let's see if anyone in the Zoom room is up for a question.
Hello, Pleiadian Council.
Hello, yes, welcome.
My first question is related to latest solar activity. It looks like it has been increased. So can you tell us what does it mean?
Solar flares?
Yes.
Yes, you're heading towards a solar maximum. So that means there are more solar flares than normal over the past years and over the next couple of years. And this activity is synchronistically aligned with the new waves of energy that are coming in. Each solar flare is like a cosmic wave of consciousness that moves through the human collective. It causes different electromagnetical shifts in the Earth's frequency as well. And those who are sensitive always feel it. This doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing or cause ascension symptoms. In fact, what many of you call ascension symptoms are nothing more than reflections of your own misalignment. Ascension symptoms mean that your own energy body is not integrating these cosmic changes well. So if you find yourself having headaches, hot flashes, confusion, or emotional dysregulation during the solar flares, it's an invitation to look at the root patterns. When solar flares come, they touch the root of many of your subconscious issues and cause them to come to the surface in some way. For some people, it might be a pattern of resistance. For others, it might be a pattern of attempting to control everything or a sort of unprocessed grief that gets in the way. And so it is important to be able to use the moments that solar flares catalyze this as a deep mirror that helps you to embrace yourself and, yes, let go. Oftentimes, that's why these solar flares come. They are pushing something to the surface so that you can integrate it in your being. And yes, as you move towards the solar maximum, you will find there's an increase in the degree of psychic material that has to be cleansed. This is again because you're shedding the vibrations and energies connected to a lower density so that your planet together can integrate the higher frequency energies that are to come.
And when we can expect the solar maximum?
It's a process that lasts over a course of some years. This solar maximum may last 5 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm. So it nicely correlates with transformation age.
Yes.
Maybe expect any strong geomagnetic storm during this time?
No.
Excuse me? No?
There will be. So those of you who might be interested in the Borealis will be very excited about these times to come, certainly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, these solar flares somehow interfere with our technology?
Yes, they can.
And how much?
It depends on the moment.
So some devices can get affected.
Yes.
Okay. Another theme I would like to ask you is What is your definition of regret?
A negative belief system about the past, a lesson that has not yet been integrated.
So it's a call for integration, right?
Yes, the idea is, again, that it's not fundamentally true that everything happens for a reason. You are the meaning maker. You decide what the reasoning is and the meaning is behind any event that happens. Therefore, you get to choose if something happened for a reason or not. And regret is choosing that things did not happen for a reason and that you are just a duck up, basically. So instead, integrated regret is recognizing that this was an opportunity to learn a particular lesson. And this lesson is actually necessary for you to grow on your path. The purpose of this lesson is so that you don't make the same mistake again. Therefore, this opportunity of failure or messing up is actually a hidden blessing in disguise and is another reason for me to be grateful, because when I'm grateful, I am open to life and I'm open to perceive source and all of the wisdom in the moment. When you make that choice, regret simply becomes gratitude for a lesson learned well. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you live with no regrets, because a mistake is still a mistake, but you view the mistake in an awe-inspiring way. It becomes just as much an important and honorable thing to you as every moment on your path, because you stop looking at time in a narrow way and you instead see the timeline. You get to see that you would have never gotten to certain successes in your life if you never had lessons from certain challenges, mistakes, dark nights of the soul, things that you didn't prefer. And so with that zoomed out perspective, you see it all as part of a bigger process, and therefore there is no reason to get stuck on it. You can still say, I regret that it happened, but you feel no emotional charge, because just as much you think that was an important thing for me to learn how to do things in my life better.
Lately, I was really stuck within my regrets, and I was surprised how strong it is and how long can it stay with me. But sure, it's a possibility to integrate it.
Just stop it.
Yes, and I should take it as a lesson to learn. Okay.
You know this already, so really ask yourself, why do I keep doing this? Why do I think that this emotion serves me?
Yes, but until the emotions calms down, I'm not so capable to process it so well. So my usual process is to wait some time, even if it's not pleasant, until it calms down, my emotions calms down, and then I am more able to think about it and process it better.
But you don't even need to. You just need to follow your excitement. You do too much.
Yes.
That's part of the problem. You just need to follow your excitement. Your thoughts will align with a higher power when you get into the flow. That doesn't mean you always have to be active and energized and moving at a fast pace. Excitement can also mean I'm excited to go sit and meditate. I'm excited to take a nap. I'm excited to cuddle with my friend. I'm excited to take a walk on the beach. It just means doing what you love. And so don't even waste time thinking about it. You're not grateful for it in the first place. So focus on something you are grateful for. In the process, recognize that by the nature of time, if none of those things happened, you wouldn't be the being you are today. Therefore, it was a necessary part of who you are, and that's that. Just move on. That's kind of the point.
Mhm. Yes, but I just
Oh,
don't want to.
Next question. You really need to integrate this lesson. We don't care about any more yes buts on this topic. We've given you everything you need. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. May
Goodbye.
I have another?
No. Next questioner.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.
I think Ray mentioned earlier that he was up for a question. If that's true, Ray, then please jump on.
Yes, thank you very much. I have a question about conflicts between galactic races.
All right.
And we know that the different vibrations, they're normally just worked out and everything flows, but obviously chaos is a necessary part. So beings can learn challenges and grow. Can you comment on that, please?
Yes, well, this was a very ancient process, tracing back billions of years to Lyra and Vega, the initial places in this galaxy where civilizations were seated. The idea being, again, that this is a universe, a multiverse that gives souls the option to grow and explore through contrast and through free will. And so this free will choice is necessary for Source to get to know itself through its creation. And free will results in the experiences of deep polarity, where there are great conflicts that are essentially ways for souls to learn through challenge and fear as a way to return to the source with an expanded, more encompassing perspective. And so, yes, you can read many literatures and listen to many other channels who speak about this vast galactic history. We've spoken about it in our guidebook to Living Love on Earth. It is a great saga, and the gist of it is that souls, yes, initially came into Lyra and Vega. Following this, they moved to Orion and Sirius and the Pleiades, and eventually to your Earth realm. In fact, there were times during the Orion and Sirian conflicts that there was a civilization in your solar system on Maldek and later Mars. And so this is the third time in this way that there is a planet in your solar system that is going through this process of evolution. And just as much, it is the third massive civilization to attempt to break through the veils, you could say, on your planet. And yes, all of these evolutions across the galaxy have been with many of the same souls who reincarnate from one realm to the next, bringing with them karmas and energies. And in this way, Earth is still a place where bleed through energies and information from those other times play out.
That was very helpful. I appreciate the depth of that answer. Thank you so much.
All right, there's a bunch of YouTube questions.
All right.
The first I'm gonna ask it slightly differently, just because of Dante's preferences. So before open contact can become a reality, is there any specific things that needs to happen first, or any kind of threshold that needs to be reached?
Well, yes, humanity has to reach the vibrational threshold of extraterrestrials halfway. And so as we come to meet you, we lower our vibration slightly and you raise your own vibration to be able to meet in the middle. And thus, humanity has to diminish their level of fear about extraterrestrials and about higher frequency energies in general. Many people hold them back from their full authenticity and their full passion out of fear, just as much many people are interested in ideas like extraterrestrials, angels, spiritual entities, and these transcendental experiences, but they are afraid of the ego loosening, control stripping energy that comes with these deep connections and the altered states of consciousness that are inherently a part of them. Yes, you have to be in a sort of altered state of consciousness to have this connection, because your normal state of consciousness is corresponding with a dimensional threshold that is not compatible with contact. And thus, anytime you have these experiences, there is a vast shift in your own consciousness that many are still adjusting to hold, to be able to keep that energy in a balanced way. So in general, you have to go through this process and you have to release your fears. And this is, again, why we give you the formula, because acting on your passion raises your frequency to love. And letting go of your insistence on outcomes is shedding your fears one by one. As you do this, you become vibrationally compatible to meet us and many other beings.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. There's another question on YouTube. If someone doesn't treat us well, is it our own manifestation or something our higher selves wants to teach us?
If somebody doesn't treat you well, that means somebody is not treating you well. Yes, on another level, you can use that experience in a positive way, but say, I've created this circumstance, can sometimes be blaming oneself when, yes, in reality, your frequency did match that person's energy, yet that person nonetheless chose that frequency. So don't make it about you. Recognize that it was their choice, their belief systems, their actions that affected you. Though you either attracted that, enabled that, or synchronistically happen to align with that by matching that vibration in the moment. That doesn't mean that you created it. Remember, that person acted that way, but you aligned with it. You can ask yourself, why perhaps did I align with it? But remember, the other person's actions say everything about them, not about you. Your alignment with it is a certain level of self-examination that helps you make better choices.
All right, thank you so much. That's a question from High Vibe Channeling, who asked, do other galactic races use their minds over their heart as humans often do, or are they more aligned and balanced due to their vibrational frequency range or upbringing?
This is a good question, because the dominance of the heart or the brain is a point of great choice that determines the evolution of a species. As you've seen many images of beings like grays, you might note that their head becomes much bigger than the rest of their body. And so the shifts between a self-oriented evolutionary process and a holistic-oriented evolution process is fundamentally the choice between the head or the heart. Just as much as you might think that you live in your head, the selfish consciousness is very much oriented towards using thinking and reasoning and mental capacity to have more control over reality. And thus there are many different extraterrestrial races, some like the Greys, who have become extremely rational and extremely scientific and cut off from their heart. They are mostly self-oriented, and they sometimes evolve in even more extreme polarities than the Greys, where they become violent and oppressive. Now, heart-oriented beings include beings like ourselves, the Syrians, the hybrid races, and many others. They are beings that are still having the power of the intellect, but allow for their primary intelligence to be sourced through the heart. In a very self-oriented, brain-oriented way, the brain has to expand because they have to hold all of the information that they are learning within some physical structure and grip onto it. In a heart-based passive evolution, the brain can actually get smaller because beings start to rely more on intuition. They don't necessarily need to store every piece of data and information that comes into their brain. Therefore, there is less of a need for memory, and instead there is just direct intuitive knowing. Beings like this operate on pure synchronicity, and so they don't necessarily need to remember everything that happened. They know what they need to know and they need to know it. And so what is more important is the flow of the heart field than the growth of the brain. We hope this helps a bit.
Oh yeah, wow, fascinating. There's another question. Could you share one or two examples of songs that, in your view, has tangibly raised the vibration of the collective, or songs that functioned almost like bridge frequencies between separation and unity, and perhaps explain what made them effective?
The first song we would say is called It's Okay to Cry by Sophie, because this song speaks to a deep level of vulnerability and makes that vulnerability safe and okay. It also expresses a shift in genre and style that was very innovative at its time, and a different sort of artistic lens through which many people developed deep self-compassion, deep care, and a shift in their own perspectives. Also, not just this song, but the work of this artist shifted subtly the tone of pop music in a way that only some got to see. We would also say a more historical example is, of course, All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, which became, in a way, the mantra of a generation and the quintessence of what that time and space meant for many. It became an energy that would ripple as the memory of the high frequencies that would move through the planet at this time would continue to shape culture for many, many years to come. There are many other songs with a very high frequency. Songs about happiness, joy, celebration. Songs about the deep depths of struggle and the human experience, and how allowing yourself to be fully human is also a way to be fully divine.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much. Fascinating. There's a question that I'm going to rephrase slightly to make it more general, which is there any general things that prevent people from manifesting the kind of job offers that they wish to have?
Not being in alignment with their values in a complete way. For example, there's many who are very fixated on the idea of money, but they don't necessarily emotionally align with the type of work that they're looking for. And so the incongruence is subtly communicated, and they oftentimes end up sabotaging their own opportunities.
All right. And then there's another question on YouTube, which is what relationship, if any, does the pineal gland have with the thymus?
Well, all of the endocrine glands are intimately connected. The pituitary gland regulates all of them and receives signals from them. And so if one becomes imbalanced, the others just as much become imbalanced. The pineal gland, when activated, just as much interacts with the thalamus and helps to keep those signals of coherence circulating through the body.
All right, thank you. And another YouTube question. Hello, Pleiadians. I am trying to follow my excitement using tarot cards, but something prevents me from getting the answers I ask, and the cards are always talking about something else. Can you comment on this? Thank you.
If you're able to see another aspect of your life that you weren't asking about show up in the cards, it might be that you're being shown by your higher self that what you're asking about isn't the most important thing to be focusing on. It's either that or you are somehow not fully allowing yourself to see that the response that you're getting is the response that you need. We think it's a bit of a combination of both of these things. So you have to recognize that perhaps you aren't always asking about things that are really most reflective of what you need in life. And just as much, sometimes you're not willing to see the responses because it conflicts with what you insist upon.
All right, very cool. Can you check in with the channel if he's cool with more questions or if it's a good time to end now?
We can continue.
All right. Let us check with the Zoom room if there's any new questions there.
I would like to have a question, if I may.
Yes.
When I'm in discussion with others, in-person discussion, I many times pick up their frequency and their arguments, and I'm forgetting about my arguments. And I simply wonder if I'm so soft or so able to tune to their frequency, or what is going on in these situations.
Yes, this is actually your own empathy that is causing you to lose the combativeness and lose your own focus and instead see things from their perspective. And this is actually a beneficial thing because it allows you to more deeply connect. Though there is some challenge that can come when it has to do with very personal matters, when you feel as if other people impose their will on you and you leave a conversation feeling as if you've been coerced into something that doesn't necessarily reflect what excites you.
Mm-hmm. So I need to maintain my frequency, my arguments better if I would like to be more I would like to direct that discussion my way, right?
Well, you simply need to remember what's important to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And another theme.
That conversation, do you return to what's important to you? Do you maintain your excitement for what matters to you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's the thing I'm many times forgetting during the discussion. Yes.
So, what is most important to you?
Yes, many times as I'm tuning to their frequency, it's I become sensitive to their arguments, their situation, and then.
But that isn't what we ask. What's important to you?
Yes, but I consider it
you think too much about the problem, but you need to move to the solution. The solution is, again, remembering what is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So what is important to you?
Yes, that's the thing I need to keep on my mind because as I said, I become too empathic, and then I turn out to be agreeing on many things with others.
Have you done the practice we have suggested to you of writing a letter to yourself about your intention to the method through which you'll live every day of your life and what excites you the most? And then reading that letter every day as soon as you wake up.
No, I have not done that.
Why not?
I was not so excited about it.
All right.
Likely.
Well, we brought it to you for a reason, and we suggest that you very much do this because, again, what you need to break out of this pattern is a core remembrance in the depths of your soul of what is important to you so that you never forget it, so that you never let anyone push you out of that remembrance, and you never let something like regret try to trick you into forgetting the power of this moment and the potential of this moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, great. Thank you very much. I will
So are you still
focus on that. Pardon me?
are
I
you
missed
still
that question.
then?
Can you repeat it, please?
Are you still feeling regret then?
Not at this time.
See, that's exactly why we had to stop you from continuing the story. Because once you end the pattern, it goes away. So, this is again the essence of what we were trying to say. When you feel something like regret, recognize that there's no benefit to this frequency. There's no positive use of this other than in integrating a lesson. And so, if I've already done all of the thinking I need to think about what that lesson might have been, thinking more isn't going to help. What is going to help is taking an action that excites me. And once you do that, you start to generate momentum again. Once you have momentum again, you don't have any mental space to be filled with regret because you are full of excitement. So when regrets gets in the way, fill yourself with excitement and clear the space that the regret is trying to occupy. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much. And if I may, I have one more thing to ask you about.
All right.
Close to my home, there is a significant mountain about the nearby city. It's called Manin. And I would like to ask you if there is any significance, energy about this mountain in this region.
Yes, it is a very high frequency location that has its own inner world to it, like many mountains. Its spirit is one of perseverance and strength, and you can connect to the subtle frequency and go to it as a pilgrimage place to allow yourself to feel the deep power of the earth and the connection to the sacred lines of the planet.
Mm-hmm. And are there any significant or elementals that I may connect to?
Yes, again, the elementals are everywhere on your planet, where there is nature, plants.
Mm-hmm. And what about Sasquatch?
The portals to the realm in which Sasquatch lives has not necessarily been open so much in this region, but it is possible to open such a portal.
Okay, cool. And can you give me any hint how to open them?
Match the frequency of Sasquatch, which again requires that excitement, that passion, that high frequency energy that bridges your world through the astral plane to higher frequency realms.
Okay, cool. Understood. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thanks to you as well.
All right, I just want to add one thing about that drill you mentioned of writing the letter to yourself. It was a transmission from last October last year, and the transmission afterwards there was a question about you suggesting how you could start out that letter. So those two transmissions gives the whole complete drill, and it's a very, very cool drill. I highly recommend people give it a shot. So
And what was
that's
doing it?
the what, sorry?
What was your personal experience in doing that practice?
Well, I just started it 2 weeks ago. Better late than never.
Yes.
But it's very grounding, and for me, it almost works like a checklist as well in terms of grounding and in terms of reminding myself of important things that I otherwise might tend to forget during the day.
And what have you noticed change since you began that practice?
Uh, it a lot of good things have happened. I've made some important decisions. I had a personal session with you guys yesterday that maybe that synchronistically happened as a result of that, and that sparked all kinds of cool things. So definitely a very positive momentum, which I really, really love and enjoy and appreciate.
Well, we're very happy to hear that then.
Yeah, thank you again. So
Yeah.
there's, I think, two fine questions from you two.
All right.
One is apparently right now we are receiving a huge solar flash. Is it true? And what are the effects on Earth? And was it triggered by the 3A Atlas ship?
Yes, we have also talked about the fact that solar flares are taking place and they are allowing you to have a doorway into your own subconscious and face certain patterns. And so there are no such ascension symptoms. There's only a reflection of a need to come into coherence and balance. And yes, you are heading towards a solar maximum that is reflective of massive changes to come in your world and aligns with these open contact timelines and the many waves that will bring about many shifts in your society over the times to come. We've spoken a bit about this in the beginning as well.
Okay, great. And any comment on the 3I Atlas thing?
We're not aware of that at this time.
Okay. And then the final question is, what is the best way to help a partner awaken? I'm feeling very disconnected. I feel things like I've lost my mind. Is there anything I can do, or do I just let him awaken naturally?
Well, when you are in your own flow, when you are connected to your source and vibrating your own highest frequency energy, which again is done when you act on your highest excitement to the best of your ability without insisting on a particular outcome, you become a broadcast antenna. You transmit a frequency that brings other people into alignment. And anything that lowers your frequency starts to broadcast a disrupted, incoherent energy to those around you as well. So in this way, you might attempt to help people, from partners to your parents to strangers and clients in your life. And if you start to insist that they change, that they see things the way that you see things, that they develop a different attitude, or that they stop doing a particular thing that bothers you, then you lower your frequency as well. It's also a sort of demonstration of conditional love. If you're capable of loving them when they align with your values and you cannot love them when they don't, you still have your own work to do on letting go of your own insistence and truly allowing your excitement to bring you into that state of unconditional love. And so instead of making it about them, face it in your own journey. I need to let go. I need to recognize that all the love that I need is within me. I am on my own journey and I am working towards ascension. If they come with me on that journey, that is fine and well and up to them. If they don't come with me on this journey, that's fine and well and up to them. And I will still make it because I know that source is within me. That's where you need to put your energy at. You need to stop insisting that they change and instead encourage them without having any attachment to what they choose and what they don't. And that's a very challenging letting go, but it is a journey that every soul has to make in their own evolutionary process to really learn how to love and share and guide others, but let them make their own choices and be appreciative and grateful regardless of what happens. And also, it's important when you suggest anything to anyone or attempt to instruct them or encourage them that you come with a humble attitude and let go of your own arrogance or judgments. It's very important that you softly encourage them and show them the benefits of making certain changes, making certain choices, and following a spiritual path. Don't attempt to force anyone to adopt your beliefs, because when you do that, you essentially start to control them and you bring yourself out of alignment with the higher order that, again, needs no control. The universe does not control all of its moving parts, but there is implicit and perfect order. Be like the universe and allow yourself to be guided towards what you are excited about, and control all in your own power that you can, meaning control your own body, control your own mind, control your own actions, control your own words. And everything you don't have any control of, admit that, embrace that, and celebrate that. Let go of your attempt to control everything that isn't you, and you will be free.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And there's a final follow-up question to the question about forgiveness, which is, after forgiveness, what is the most natural next vibration? Is it gratitude, neutrality, or something beyond those?
We would say gratitude and grace follow forgiveness, yes.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. We deeply appreciate your guidance and your help and showing up for us. Thank you so much again.
Our great thanks and our unconditional love to you as well. It has been a pleasure and honor to be able to connect in this way and to be able to be a mirror reflection to the wisdom and truth that is contained within the heart of hearts of all of you. As within that deep heart of hearts, you are the source, and you know that that is true. Our unconditional love and our fantastic blessings to you for the rest of your continued enjoyment then.
Thank you, Dante.
Thank you
Welcome
very
back.
much.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody.
Love the wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
How was this one?
Awesome.
Yeah, top 5-10%, just about. It was very good.
Nice.
Lots of depth.
I can't wait to listen to it again.
Excellent. Yeah, grateful to share. Thanks for bringing your questions. Thanks for bringing your vulnerability both to the YouTube chat and to the Zoom room and letting the Pleiadian Council grill you a bit. It's always fun. And I think it's funny sometimes how they're so cut and dry, but in the end, their wisdom usually seems to work.
Yeah, we need more grilling sessions. That should be like its own transmission. I love it.
Just a reminder, everyone, that you can check out DanteStarshine.com if it calls to you. I have many books available there. And these sessions are done freely, but you can donate to support the costs of Zoom and all the different technologies that are involved in these processes. It's really helpful and keeps this coming. And you can find ways to get in touch with me and give back easily on the website. And the website just got like an aesthetic upgrade. I'm trying to find how to put it up there. There we go.
Are the books only available on your website, Dante?
There's just links to the Kindle, the Amazon site that you can find. And you can also, one of the first things is signing up for the email list that you can do. And that will also get you, like I send out emails kind of every week or 2 weeks about when these live streams happen and other updates. They're usually pretty short emails and just a way to keep you reminded about the live streams and different things happening. The second tab is the books, and there you can find them all here. The latest one is called Heart First. And I think they mentioned this guidebook to living love on Earth today. That's like far more about the galactic history and sort of metaphysical principles and stuff. And the heart first is like, it's about how we can live in a flow state each and every day and use these different affirmation, a mantra, affirmation, memory devices to keep that energy constantly flowing with us. So that's a very powerful transmission as well that comes back to the wisdom of the heart. And yeah, you can find that and more there. And let me know what you think of the session in the comments and pass it along to people that you think will resonate. So we'll catch you next week.
And we'll pass this along to our group as well, because I know they were thrilled last night. So
great to hear that. Yeah, that's free to join any other podcast channeling groups and stuff. So I have a lot of new stuff on the way as I've transcribed with all of the channelings done on the best channelings that were done on YouTube, because there's some 600 videos up there already, and they're going to be compiled into a book that will come out sometime in December. So stay tuned for all the goodies, and we'll catch you on the other side.
More stuff to look forward to. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.